All right, we're here with John Kohler. He's doing a raw food diet for 19 years. He's got a really good YouTube channel out there. He's got 2 YouTube channels.
3, actually.
3? What's the third one?
Raw Foods.
Oh, Raw Foods. He's got OK Raw and growingyourgreens.com. Oh, yeah. So, a lot of people don't know who John Kohler is, but he's been doing this lifestyle for a very long time. And I figured I'd do an interview of him. So, I want to know, how did you get started with this?
All right, Mike. So I got started into raw foods specifically for one reason, is for my health. When I was younger, almost lost my life. So I was actually hospitalized with spinal meningitis. And I only made it through the spinal meningitis, I can only say through higher powers, because the doctors could not help me at that time. When I was in the hospital, I had a lot of time to think, and I thought long and hard, like, John, what's really important to you, man? Is it important to have like a ton of money to like have a nice sports car and all this kind of stuff and buy stuff? And at the time, I mean, money really didn't mean anything, because I learned that without my health, like if I lost my life, even if I had a nice car, I couldn't enjoy it. If I had a nice house, couldn't enjoy it. So I really learned at a young age, thankfully, that your health is your greatest wealth. And I learned to value my health, because at the point I was in the hospital, the doctors told me I might not make it out alive. All I wanted in the whole world was not $1 million. I just wanted my health to get the hell out of there, to not lose my life, because it's not fun. So I'm happy and glad that that happened to me at a young age, because normally this does not happen to people until they're really older. So I really strive to take my health as seriously as I can and do things to increase and preserve my health. And, you know, raw food is one of the primary ways that I do this.
And you said raw foods helped you overcome this illness?
Well, not this particular illness, but what happened was I had the spinal meningitis. I got through that, but then when I was leaving the hospital, the doctor said I had what's called complement immune deficiency. So that's basically a defective immune system that they blamed on my genes, which caused me to get the spinal meningitis, or I could contract any other kind of illness because my immune system's not as strong as the normal person. So I was kind of dealt a bad hand. Later, I found out that that bad hand was only influenced by the foods I was eating. So if I eat a proper fruit and vegetable-based, plant-based diet, my immune system's strong. But if I go back to eating conventional diet, you know, my immune system's worse than the average person.
And who was a big inspiration for you? Like, who was the big name back there for raw foods?
So, well, when I got into raw foods, it was back in 1995, so this is before a lot of the stuff got popular. I mean, I knew a lot of the people that are still teaching today. They were teaching back then as well. But the person that really got me inspired and into raw foods at that time was Jay Cordich, the juice man. And he had an infomercial. He talked about juicing and, you know, drinking fresh juice. So that's a great way to introduce, you know, more fruits and vegetables into you without really making any radical change. You don't got to be a fruitarian or do all this stuff. You just need to juice and eat more fruits and vegetables. And, you know, along with the juicer that I bought from the juice man, it came with 6 cassette tapes. So this goes back a ways. The first cassette tape, you know, you press play and I listened to it. The first thing he said on there, one of the first things is, the one thing that prematurely ages you faster than anything else is cooked foods. Don't put cooked foods in your body. Now, when I heard that, man, I was like, who's this freaking wacko job, this nut job? I mean, everybody eats cooked foods. Nobody eats raw foods. I'm not listening to this rhetoric. And I turned it off, flipped the tape over, and pressed play and listened to him telling about his, you know, recipe for nice skin, including, you know, like parsley and cilantro and cucumber and apple and all this stuff.
I remember the info commercials back in the day.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so he introduced me into raw foods and he talked about it, and I really he opened my ears and opened my mind. I read his book and, you know, I was moving in that direction, although I didn't go raw overnight at that time. I learned more about it and was juicing for 6 months, learned about colon cleansing and, you know, this stuff and colon cleanse. And then I went raw.
He had a pretty good story too. He cured bladder cancer.
Yeah, overcame cancer.
Just
absolutely.
Drinking carrot juice.
Right, yeah.
Turn orange.
Yeah, I just saw him actually. I saw him a week ago actually.
He's still alive.
He's like 90
something years old.
90 years old. Yeah, he's doing great. Yeah.
He's still juicing.
Still juicing.